swear the chicks is thicker. Reppin' for the team, that's the bench of Houston Sippers. She don't want your liquor, she don't want your chipper. She poppin' for a legend, that's a real massa flipper. This is for la raza, this is for la raza. I'm in my trap, casa whipping up the damn massa.
Welcome to another episode of the What Did He Say podcast. I'm your host, Chingo Blingo with the big tamarindo. My energy is high. My attitude is on motherfucking point. And we are ready to podcast. We got producer Rob in the building.
Hello, everyone.
And we have the fine, sexy, rekindling the love over here.
Whoa.
You know, because I dropped the ball on Mother's Day, bro.
What?
I did.
First of all, is Mother's Day really a big deal? Let me just ask both of you guys.
So, it's not a big deal.
Let's go actually pop this brew before we start chatting, because this is going to get interesting, I'm sure.
Go ahead. I'm going to put it in my Chingo de Mayo limited edition glass tumbler.
Which is
what do you call this? A glass beer mug?
Pint glass.
Courtesy of Eighth Wonder Brewery.
Is it safe to say you can't get one of those anymore? Like, if you didn't get one there, that's it?
Yeah, that's it, man. Shout out to everybody that attended Chingo de Mayo. Shout out to Bun B. This is that Brew GK. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Eighth Wonder. A lot of shout outs. Mother's Day.
Yeah, Mother's Day.
Dale gas.
So it probably wouldn't have mattered to me if this were Mother's Day 2, 3, 4, and 5. But because it was Mother's Day 1, the very first one.
Oh, okay.
So it mattered to me. But you're absolutely correct. I'm not someone who cares for Valentine's Day. Birthdays are important to me, simply because I feel like you're allowed a day every day, but that's like a whole nother year of life, like you just given.
So I threw a tantrum in a restaurant.
Why?
So let's get to the juicy nitty gritty.
Please.
All right. So like she was saying, I take for granted, man. Like I'm used to her not being too much like the average girl when it comes to like, oh, I want a big fancy wedding. Take me to Disneyland. Like I gotta have,
take me to Disneyland.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Bougie.
my bridesmaids got a flight first class. Like she ain't tripping on stuff like that 9 out of 10 times. So Mother's Day rolled around and I could have swore I mentioned it a couple times. Like,
he didn't even say Happy Mother's Day.
I did.
If he would have said Happy Mother's Day, it probably would have been like,
I was like,
cool.
You know, hey baby, it's your day.
Didn't even say Happy Mother's Day.
Love you. Enjoy your day.
Nothing. Just got up and just normal.
I didn't either. Now come to think of it, I didn't tell my mom or Dawn.
Oh damn.
Wow.
Well, I don't know, but for whatever reason, I just thought I must have got, I was recovering from Chingo de Mayo. So I must have just got lazy. I had CDM fog, brain fog.
Okay.
So somehow, some way, bro, I got lazy and I dropped the ball, and I just thought it was understood.
What was understood?
That I appreciate you, and you know what I'm saying, that happy
But I've
Mother's
never
Day.
been a mom before.
I mean, technically, you've been a mom figure to somebody for
Well,
a
look.
while.
Anyway, let's not try to like rehash the argument.
Sure.
My point is, this is what happened. Sometimes in life, fellas, we overlook little things, but I had to kind of process it, and I kind of noticed she was, we went out to eat with my mom and my sister Pat, and I kind of noticed, I was like, man, I can feel it coming. I was like, there's a little vibe. I don't know what my spider senses. I might be getting in trouble for something. And we ordered the food. She went and sat down. This is that. Shout out to Lola on the north side in the Heights.
Oh my God, this is like the
A lot of
shout out
outs.
video. The shout out episode.
You got to paint the picture, man. You got to smell bacon in the air. It's powdered sugar everywhere. Let me tell you what's going on. So first, the Diez de Mayo had passed. So I was like, oh, that's the Spanish, that's the Mexico, we in America. I don't have to tell her anything specific. I don't know. I just been like on autopilot past couple days. So she goes to sit down. We ordered the food. And I think I stepped out of line for something. I went to ask you, hey, what do you want to eat? She's like, I thought you knew what I wanted.
We had already discussed.
She was like,
"Don't make it seem like I wanted you." Don't make it seem like I was trying.
But it's how she said it. Like
I know.
I thought we were splitting the waffle.
Because he said before we got there, "Do you want to split the waffle?" Because we were technically still following our menu, right? Because we cheated on Saturday. Mm-hmm. So he asked, and I said, "Yeah, that's actually a good idea." I said, "Let's split the waffle."
But the meal also comes with turkey bacon. You're supposed to get it as part of our menu.
And
So I went to her to verify, would you like some egg whites and some bacon? And she was like, I thought we were splitting the waffle. And that's when I was like, oh shit, what's wrong? What's the matter? She's like, you ain't even wish me happy Mother's Day. And I was like, whoa. This is what the ego heard. The ego, I'm mad enough to admit, the ego heard, she's testing us. This is what the ego heard. The ego heard, she's saying, we ain't trying hard enough. It was like the little devil on my shoulder saying, hey, dog, you gonna let her talk to us like that? Like, she's calling us out, saying we not really putting in the work. So I went into defensive mode. So what did I do? I was like, oh, you want to? No, you didn't even get me a card. I said, oh, you want a card? My sister and them, they're over there like getting their drinks.
I'm so embarrassed.
And I was like, we haven't ordered our food yet. So I already stepped out of line to see if she still wanted the waffle. So I'm like, oh, it's about a card. I thought we was past CVS. So I guess we got to give money to Hallmark because it takes me giving money to Hallmark for you to know that I love you. You know what?
That's exactly what he said.
You know what? There's a CVS up the street. You know what I'm saying? And I walked out of Lola's and I started storming to the car. And just me being a drama queen, I looked through the window of the restaurant because I know she's probably like, Pete, come back. And I looked and I was like, no, that's it. You want to be, and I signed CVS. You want to be about CVS? That's what you worried about? And then I think she was calling like, calm down, come back. So then I went and got back in line. So it looked like I was cutting the people. So then I ordered the food, but it took me a little while.
And then he's sitting at the table,
huffing
and puffing. And I was like, wait a minute, shouldn't I be the one huffing? You're huffing and puffing.
I turned it around on her.
I like it.
Whoa.
I like it.
Sometimes you got to turn it around on her.
I was sitting there like, ooh, I was sitting there like, ooh, I can't wait till we get in this car. I'm like how you do a kid, like, ooh, wait till he gets in this car.
I got a little fussy. I got a little
fussy. He gets in this car.
I turned into a drama
I don't
queen.
do drama.
Same.
Like, I don't do it. You want to act stupid, I walk away because I just don't do it. I ain't got time for it. I walk away and I let you go ahead and do what you need to do. I don't do it with females, and I sure in the fuck ain't doing it with no male. You know what I'm saying? So,
or a male that's acting like a female.
Exactly. I didn't want to say it, but I'm glad he said it.
I got a little fussy.
So,
I turned a little drama queen.
Okay.
And I had to smoke. I had to take my ass home. When we ended up at home, I had to, let the THC talk to me. Yeah. I had to let the plant wisdom.
I went to go work out. I said I cannot with you right now. And after that little episode.
Yeah.
But it all ended obviously.
Yeah, I had to.
Number one.
Did you read the card?
No. You actually got one?
She was like, yeah, I ended up.
He went to go get one.
That's
I said, don't go get it. It's the pizza purpose. I told you.
I said, no.
I had to tell you to do it.
You caring about the car so much, I'm going to go get the card since that's what you want. So I went and got the card, and I was like, apparently, what I wrote in there is like, apparently, I thought we would read it. And she was like, you might as well throw it in the trash.
I did. And I said, throw it in the trash.
I was like, well, let me read it to you.
Did you?
No, because I started reading what I put, and I was like, nah, she's got to read it on her own.
All right, well, I got a story for you from Mother's Day, actually, that I just remembered. In this case, I was Mighty Soul, and Donna was Chingo.
And you were the mom? How does this...
No. It was a couple of things. So Dawn surprised her mother, who came into town from San Antonio. We flew her sister from Florida. She might actually be at the Orlando or Tampa show. And she didn't know she was coming. We flew her into town.
Tickets on sale now.
Tickets on sale now. And it was my job to go pick her up from the airport while her mom was coming into town, and they were hanging out. And like, where's Rob? Like, he went to the store. And I would show up with her.
Oh, like a surprise.
Oh, cool,
surprise. So we recorded it, started crying, all that shit. Right, it's great.
Awesome.
Leading up to it, I'd known about this for like a month or so or two, that I was going to go to the airport and pick her up. An hour before I'm going to go to the airport, we're sitting there watching old episodes of Shark Tank, and I just thought, I was like, well, hey, why didn't we just get your sister an Uber? Oh my God! You would have thought I dropped the fucking atomic bomb. She's like, "Oh, if it's too much, you don't have to go." I was like, "No, that's not what I'm saying." I'm like, "Why didn't we just think to get an Uber for her? It's an hour drive from Sugarland."
Right.
And she got all butthurt, which I know she's gonna hear this, and she was like, "I was like, you know what? Forget it. Never mind. I don't even want to have this conversation. It's fine. I'll go. It's not a problem. I'm gonna pick her up anyway." well, we can call her an Uber now. And I was like, no, it's not what we arranged. You know, it's fine. She's going to expect me to be there. I'm going to be there. And, you know, and then I left. I was like, I just started laughing.
Like, I was just thinking about it logistically, in hindsight. Oh, you want to, so if it's one of your siblings.
That's what she said. That's what she did.
We're just going to call it Lyft.
That's what she did. And you know what I said? I was
well, why don't we just put your grandma on Metro then, Rob?
So she said, well, if it was your sister, why would I ask you that? And I was like, well, maybe my response would have been like, my sister doesn't like strangers, so that's why we're picking her up. And she's like, you have an answer for everything, don't you? I was like, yeah, I do. And then I left, and I was like, bye, I love you. And
I like your style.
she texted me like, hey, sorry about that. And I was like, whatever. I'm not going to tolerate it.
Yeah, I don't do it either. I don't like to argue, and that's what I was trying to tell you. I don't do like, I'm not saying most females are like that, but I don't do like where I'm mad 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. We're solving it that day.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to let me calm down first because I don't like to apologize too. So I like to think and marinate on my thoughts. And then when I've calmed the fuck down, then I'm going to go ahead and talk to you and tell you how I feel. And then we're cool. And then I feel better. But usually he's mad because I've held it in all day.
Yeah, that shit just eats me up.
And I've held it in all day. But I do it because, you know, sometimes you say things that you regret and then you have to apologize for it. And I just feel like I don't want to say nothing that I don't mean. And then I have to apologize for something that I didn't mean. And so it's just like, meh, just go ahead and marinate on it. So I kind of sit and marinate on it and I think about it. And then finally I'll say, well, you know what? This is what happened.
Hashtag Libra life.
I had to catch my snap. You know what I'm talking about? I was like, you know what? This girl's too precious to lose.
Because I didn't know we were breaking up. Wait a minute.
No, we married.
Wait a minute.
I done locked you in. I tricked you, trapped you, locked you in.
That tongue will cut deeper than a knife sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Especially as a professional shit talker over here. You're a comedian.
Yeah, sometimes, that's, you know, gift and a curse.
Exactly.
Yep.
So I'm glad everyone had a great Mother's Day.
Yeah, but you know, I had to.
After he marinated, had he marinated on it, he probably wouldn't have had this little drama queen incident, right? And he probably would have been like, you know what? She's motherfucking right. It's her first Mother's Day. Like, she don't ever really ask for anything.
I literally feel like I'm still recovering from Chingo the Mile.
That's the excuse this week, which I
Every
hear you.
day.
Yeah.
Real shit.
I
was
you.
just like inaudible, just kind of like recovering, and then Mother's Day creeps around, and I'm just like, okay, all right, well, we good.
Don't forget what is it, Memorial Day coming up.
Is y'all done or is y'all finished?
Yeah, I don't like all that stuff because I do feel that you should make your other half feel appreciated and special at all times. So for me, Valentine's Day is a joke, which I know that most females are like, well, yeah, he should make you feel special every day, but that day in particular, I'm like, but who made up that holiday? It's a made up holiday. Who made it up?
I've looked this up before. I think it was Hallmark. I don't know.
Like who made it up? Why February 14th? Why not 365 days?
You should have saw me in the CVS at the Mother's Day section. Damn categories. Mother's Day for wife, Mother's Day for girlfriend, Mother's Day for something special, Mother's Day for mother-in-law.
It's like, damn, she was right. I should.
And then I see all the dudes like hurrying up and buying flowers and like hurrying up and running in to get the card, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, y'all buying it at the same time as me, but I'm in trouble.
They probably didn't have to get reminded.
Damn. He's like,
we take time to sip this eighth wonder.
Yeah,
like, you're gonna
Go
chug
ahead.
it with a remark like that.
Yeah, they probably didn't have to be reminded.
So,
see, I
events.
don't do gifts either for him on Father's Day, right? But I do get him cards from the girls. You know what I'm saying? And we make him just kind of feel like special in the morning. Happy Father's Day, and that's it, right? I mean, I don't need a gift, but damn, I didn't even get a Happy Mother's Day.
What about it just made it all mad, like sprinkling glitter on some goddamn motherfucking glitter.
Leftover slime in there. Happy Mother's Day.
Damn paste, not even construction paper ain't tearing right how I want it to. My mosaic collage pattern. Yeah. So Tampa, Orlando.
Tampa. Thanks for coming.
That
to
was
the show.
Mother's Day.
Yeah. Well, you know, we keeping it real. The point is, stay on your toes, fellas, because my baby is my baby looking too good for me to be, tripping like this, 'Cause, she can't be walking around looking fine. I'm over here tripping. So I say, you know how to catch my snaps and
Okay. Then.
And we're cool.
Yeah, we're cool. And it's all good.
And we're cool.
And then we're getting back to There you go. Nice handshake. Look kind of weird, but all right. Giving her
my
fingers.
dog.
There you go.
That's my dog.
Oh, baby's priority.
Weirdos.
All right. So moving right along.
Moving right along.
So Mueller report. No, I'm blank.
Did you guys hear about that? I meant to look her up. She was a YouTuber who does pranks, and she did a prank at a Texas Walmart somewhere, and she was pretending to be a worker and telling one of the actual employees, that she was going to be supervising her, and then later tells her she's fired, and the lady starts crying. She's like, "But my medical expenses and my husband, this, that, and the other," and then like it was by that point it was too late. She was like, "No, it's a prank. It's a She's like, And then she offered to give her like $50 for her pain and suffering.
What the?
Was this a big YouTuber?
Yeah, it was a big. She ended up taking the video down. Like it's one of those channels where they do like her like boyfriend and her do a bunch of the prank stuff where like people come in and they pretend like they catch you cheating or whatever, and really it's just like fucking made up shit. I hate shit like that. I hate pranks. I hate shit like that.
Like little clickbait type stuff.
I hate that stuff.
But YouTube is an ocean of they have everything.
So check out what I just discovered yesterday. Did you know that there is a community of
This is a new segment right here.
Jeopardy.
Did you know?
Okay, did you know? So there I want to use a correct word. So I guess overweight people who love going to Disney, and they're called poo,
like Winnie the
poos, like Winnie the Poohs, and it's a poo community.
Poo.
So they kind of like sit there and talk about like what rides you can get on at.
That they have a tester seat where they can.
So one of the girls, one of the YouTubers,
you could say overweight or
overweight,
larger.
So one of the girls, she actually is at Disney World, and she's testing she wanted to get on the ride, and basically they told her like, okay, well, you're kind of big, but if you want to see if you fit,
if you're not comfortable, you're scared you're gonna fall out.
You're scared. We have this tester, which is not in front of people. It's kind of like hidden. You can test getting in and out of the
so you're not embarrassed.
So you're not embarrassed.
That's a real thing?
So
it's a real thing.
So what
I didn't get to finish watching the video, but
So it's a YouTuber, right?
Yeah.
Someone that's on YouTube that's their little tribe. That's their little community is I guess they developed this channel where it's all about like where to meet up in this, poo, like
this poo
if you're a
community.
big Disney fan.
I couldn't believe it. David actually was the one that told me about it because he's a big Disney fan. And so he's like, did you know? I was like, no. I was like, there's everything on YouTube. There's everything and anything you can think of.
I dove into YouTube, man, recently. Like, I was just like, well, you know what it was? The person whose Netflix account we use, their card didn't go through. So I'm having to watch YouTube.
What are you going?
While you get your life together.
What kind of rabbit holes are you going down?
Let me see, like some bakery, like some baking shit. Bon Appetit. Bon Appetit, I guess they have a channel, and they're like, we're gonna try to make the perfect pizza, and they start breaking it down scientifically. Like, are we gonna go with New York style, or what kind of cheese? Blah 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 blah. Stuff about like Mexico, like a lot of food stuff in Mexico.
What in particular?
Like it might be a vlogger that's like, we're here, like for instance, we're in the town of blah blah blah, where these dishes. Have you ever had one of these? No, but it's like this town.
It's like Puebla. It's like different
ice cream from Michoacan. Like they show the ladies. It's fascinating, dude. Like they'll show the ladies with these big barrels. They have ice cream. So it's like generations of like ice cream makers, and it's like artisanal, I guess the word is. Where they go get the fresh strawberries, or they go get the fresh vanilla bean, and they're mixing in salt in the milk and the cream, and they're shaking it, and they're just whipping up, and then dudes come, and then they buy wholesale, and then they're slanging it. So I think I said it last episode. These places like León, Guanajuato, they're known for like leather goods and shoes and belts. Michoacan's also known for carnitas. The cecina meat, it's like that real thin. They lay it
that
out in the
was
sun.
cool too. If you get a chance, watch how they make that meat. It's like they even use special knives, and they cut it like paper thin.
And they're called cecineros, I think. The men that know how to paper thin.
And they have competitions of who cuts it the
make
best.
like the longest thin sheet of meat, and then they dry it in the sun with like lard on it.
Do you like cooking? Like,
I don't know if I have all the right tools. Like, I'm down to. I told Marisol, I was like, hey, go get some of these ingredients so we could test out some of this stuff. but I can't say that I'm like on it.
You could be like the next Tom Papa, like the comedian bread maker over here.
Yeah.
They got a TV show with his daughter because of
I
how
saw
much bread.
he kind of showed me a clip yesterday or the day before.
Well, I mentioned to him too, but like, I think honestly, man, like, if you find that thing you're willing to pour your heart into, whether it's like making kombucha or like craft brewing in your garage, and kind of like when we had Ryan on the podcast and he talked about how he was bored in New Orleans in college and he got a craft brew kit and like a puppy or some shit. And but like Tom Papa, I believe like whatever your thing is, whatever you like to nerd out about, like your homeboy with the kombucha, what's the name of the company?
The Kombucha Company.
The Kombucha Company.
There you go.
Out
Good
there,
name.
like, right, was it Richmond, Texas?
Yep.
But I think when you find the thing you want to nerd out about, not only does it make you happy and it takes your mind off of bullshit because you're diving in, you're being present, you get into the flow of things, but you also find your tribe. You know, whatever your thing is, you're gonna find, especially these days, due to like technology, you can go on YouTube and find the big people club for Disney and. You know, just nerd out about whatever the fuck.
Like those makeup YouTubers.
There
My
are so
gosh.
many of those people.
They're making money. There's that. Okay. What is
dude?
the
The
little
guy?
boy?
Yeah,
What is
yeah.
his name? Dang it. He
don't
calls
know.
everybody sisters. Hey, sis.
like James something.
James something. Yeah. He's making money. I mean, I can't tell, I guess, on the camera whether or not his Cartier bracelets are real or fake, but they look damn real. He's got a bangle, like he's got a little collection of bangles, and so I'm like, each one of those costs $6,000, the solid ones, and then the ones with diamonds on it, with the stones on it, those start off at like $12,000.
And he's got
And he's got them, and I was laughing the other day because Mickey was watching him, and I said, he's got a Cartier ring on every other finger. I said, and I have it as a wedding ring. I was like cracking up because he has it like he's got one here, here, and here or something.
How old is he?
He can't be more than 25.
There's a 7-year-old that's making millions doing toy reviews. Have you seen that? Ryan, I think his name, Little Ryan or whatever.
Wow.
Where he just does unboxings of toys and.
I mean, he cusses his parents out like, "Shut the fuck up, bitch! I pay the bill. I'll shut this fucking camera off right now." All right then. You like driving that car, Mom? All right then.
It's real.
It's
though.
real. It's so real. It's funny because what?
I'm just thinking about this.
Meanwhile, I got my fucking silicone ring over here. I got it. Remember
Oh,
I was
you got
telling-
it. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What color
brother.
did you get her?
Hey, it's white. It looks like it would be something the Dragon Queen would wear from Game of Thrones. Which I love the Selena Cup picture. That was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Hey, so how have you bathed or anything with it?
Yeah,
yet?
so far so good. I don't even want to shout out the name because I'm going to get the competitor of this ring and see which one is better because there's one designed for specifically breathing. So you're not supposed to get any kind of like, a skin thing or irritation or whatever. So I'm going to try this one out first and then try the other one out and see which
Tell me
one's
because I'd
actually
like
better.
to purchase one because my ring is scratched up. Yours
She
is
not
pretty
allowed.
bad.
She not allowed to work out without her ring. So you're gonna have to figure that out.
So, like I said, we bought those ones from Amazon. They
Yeah.
were cheapy ones, and they made that big old rash on my hand. But yeah. So anyway, these YouTubers
Yeah.
are making money. So even these girls that are makeup people, if you look at their closet, because one of them vlogs out of her closet.
This is how she can tell who's popping. I zoom into the background. I count the diamonds. I take a screenshot. I zoom in on the tag outfit.
Well, yeah.
This
I
bitch
mean,
making money.
Doing recon.
yeah, because if you have a walk-in closet where you can vlog out of your closet, how big is your closet?
Very good point.
I mean, I'm just saying, that other little boy that I'm telling you about, he actually got a makeup deal also. And he just bought a new condo in LA, and he shows his setup of his new condo where he has like his little ring camera, his ring light, his cameras are set up, his makeup, his mirrors everything are there,
like-
all angles of. I showed you. Remember,
It's
I
like
showed
part
you that.
studio, part condo.
So he probably writes it off
his
as a
set.
business, like as an office, since he has to work out of it, So
Which we have a nice spot for June in LA.
Oh, yeah?
LA in June.
All month.
yeah,
So let the cat out the bag. We're gonna aim to vlog and document the entire LA experience.
and I want to do because I was looking at the numbers of where I have followers from. California is up there with with Houston, or Texas, as far as like my following. So I'd like to do some kind of female mixer when I'm out there, if it's possible. We kind of discussed how hard it might be, just because I'm not going to have a babysitter. But I would have loved to have met some of the women that, follow me on social media. I would thought that would have been cool to do. Even if I did like at a park with moms with their kids, that'd be cool, right?
Park workout, maybe?
Like a park, a walk, like
a park walk,
yeah.
How awkward if no one shows up. We're just there at the park. Like, no, man. And, hey, is that no? Are you looking for me? No. They're just kids. Never mind.
They're just passerby.
It's just a parent with a swing.
It's a parent.
Are you guys here for the mixer? No.
No, get away, maniac.
For the walk
The parent,
in the park.
Chingo and Marisol in LA mixer park tour.
Who is that?
Public City Park tour.
Right?
Q&A from the bleachers.
Yeah.
No,
No
you're not
no
here
one.
for that?
Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
Like,
so-
well, that didn't go as planned.
Yeah, you just gotta.
Yes, I don't know if I want to take on that responsibility, but that's something that.
But if you're interested, leave a comment.
yeah,
Yeah, right. Shoot us an
leave
email.
a comment below.
Yeah, right.
Like how they do on the videos.
Yeah, that's gonna be you. That's gonna be you.
Right.
Hey guys,
Above or below,
we're here.
wherever the link is.
I tried vlogging, so I have videos on my YouTube channel that are from working out. I don't ever like to talk because I can't stand when people talk on their videos.
What?
Like when they're talking, like just get to the workout already, girl.
Okay,
Get to it. Like
we talking about Dana Lynn Bailey?
just people that I watch.
I like DLB.
I like DLB too. Like
It's funny you say that because I actually had an idea. Like I was doing a YouTube channel about whatever that's just like straight to the point. I was just gonna call it straight to the point because there's a
Yeah.
lot of topics that people want to learn about.
just straight to the
Yeah,
point.
but people get
Exactly.
fucking 10 minutes before they get to a 2-minute solution. Like get straight to the point, homie.
So I did while I was pregnant, but no one knew yet, and so I'm like, it's so stupid because I'm trying to angle the camera like this so that you can't see my belly. The one that I did, what's in your gym bag, because so many people were asking me what's in your gym bag. You know what I'm saying? So I did a what's in your gym bag, but I just thought that was corny because there's so many what's in your gym bag, type of videos. So I was like, okay, people have asked for it. Let me go ahead and do it, and then I stopped there. And then I haven't posted.
Well, yeah, there's a science behind like
For sure.
like YouTube, just like structuring.
But I want to do it. I do want to do it because I feel like I'd like to do videos for moms who are stay-at-home moms and say that they can't leave to go to a gym. You know what I'm saying? Or gym is not in their budget. Mm-hmm. So I'd love for them to see that there's so many things that they can do at home.
Burpees.
There's everything. There's
kill you
jumping
right there.
jacks. There's jump roping. There's lunges. There's, you know what I'm saying? Running sprints.
Air squats.
And you can make it fun with your kids, too, on top of that. Because one of the things is like, well, yeah, but who's going to watch my kid? Cool.
Yeah.
Like, race your child.
Do you have stairs?
Yeah.
Stairs will
Like,
kill
go
you.
up and down, So there's so many things that I think would be useful for a lot of moms who maybe don't. If you don't know about fitness, you obviously don't have any clue of what at home you could do. So I completely understand. So that's one video that's been kind of like in the back of my mind that I want to do.
Shit, you could film it back here, just like what
Yeah,
I'm
for
saying?
sure. No, in our yard.
backyard
Yeah,
too,
in our
yeah.
yard.
I saw that sign, that puro pinche party.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was in our storage unit.
Oh, that's cool.
There's a lot of stuff in that storage unit.
I
There's
thought like a fan gave it to you.
there's
or
like
something.
JFK artifacts. There's like shit from the moon
the
landing.
magical bullets in there.
Yeah. No, but we whenever we do, because we want to get more on our YouTube game. So you might see some, like when you search like Chingo Bling stand up, or which, it kind of comes up when I type my name. You click it and there ain't really nothing there.
Not
Except
yet.
for like Jesus and Jerry
Yeah.
pop up from the
got it.
Netflix. But you're going to
just
see
wait,
some stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. And the new hour that I'm touring with, I can't wait to get that on tape and, let y'all know how you can peep that. But this backyard workout, shit, I'm crunk about that because we have some decent little...
Well, because remember, I used to do the personal training, and I
Right.
used to teach Zumba, and I used to do boot camps. So I've accumulated gear from all this time. So, I just need to make time, I guess, because I've had old clients be like, "Hey, are you ever gonna get back on it again?" I thought, well, my yard is perfect for it because it's turf.
What if we call it like backyard workout?
Yeah.
Or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what's that noise? Oh, that's you?
That's-
Like a backyard workout. Like you could do lunges, burpees, jump rope, all
Kettlebell.
kinds. Yeah.
And this is going to be the stupidest thing, right? But you can do hopscotch and work out. and play with your kids. Does that make sense? Because when you're jumping on one foot, you can touch the ground, come back up, jump to the next one. You know what I'm saying? When you jump both feet out, you can squat when you jump both. And the only reason I know that is because I used to play games with my students. I know this is really dumb, but you have to kind of get creative even with adults.
Yeah.
Because some people, if a workout's not fun for them or it's not, they're dreading it, you got to find things that are fun. I used to make them play tag too. So one would stand there, one would stand there, and they'd clap and take off. And you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like...
That really goes for anything. If you can gamify it, it becomes way more interesting.
Yeah.
Use your imagination.
And so I make them race each other, like, okay, who's going to sprint the fastest, you know?
Yeah.
And it becomes a competitive thing, you know? And then sometimes I would jump in. It'd be like, or we do leapfrogs or whatever, but the real term is, I don't know what they're called, you know, across into, you know, who would get there first, you know? And it's like, it'd be cool to see who's like dreading it and who's struggling. So, you know, all those things that you can definitely show for home.
You should like structure it out, like, you know how people like to search stuff like 30-minute at home or like 15-minute. That's like the beauty of like Peloton or whatever, the bike thing, where you can search according to like how much time you have. If you're trying to do HIIT, you know, or even like or even YouTube for that matter, like 10-minute meditation or 20-minute yoga. I mean, there's all kinds of shit.
You know how we were talking about how lately my creative juices start going when I'm working out.
Yeah.
I was listening to this TED Talk.
It's because you're in love.
Yeah, it's because I'm in love. With the person who doesn't remember Mother's Day.
I was going to say Happy Mother's Day right before.
Audible.com/.
What did he say?
So they did a test of like people who just sit there and do the test, right? And then the results were, okay. Then they did a test on people who took the test, then went for the walk, came back to finish the test. They did better. And then they had a group of people who went for a walk before taking the test, and they did the best. And basically it's because they had the creative juices going, and they were kind of thinking about what's going to be on this test, what's going to be on there. So basically the suggestion is before you go into a meeting or before you go into a negotiation, whatever it is that you're going to do, it's like go for a walk and you kind of can gather your thoughts. And I thought, shit, that's what's happening to me when I'm at the gym. It's like it's before we're meeting for podcasting or before we're meeting for you know, a meeting, or sometimes it's he and I, we're going to meet in a little, you know, after we go work out, we're going to meet at a coffee shop, and it's like I'm texting him about ideas before I even get to the coffee shop, and it's like, oh well, the meeting at the coffee shop was supposed to be to discuss all these other, you know what I'm saying? So
Rogan brought up a great little hack that he's been using Siri for. Did you hear that? Where he's like, because he has so many ideas when he's doing things that he can't necessarily write or doesn't have anything to write on, or it takes too long to take your phone out and put it in your notes, or you're driving, he'll just say, hey Siri, make a note, and then blurt it out.
Oh shit.
Remember to do Netflix clips.
what?
Yeah, and then she'll write it out.
You didn't
and
even
repeat it
click a
to you.
button though.
Yeah.
She just listens.
She just listens and you know.
That's scary.
Well, look, man, AI.
And then you have it, and then your note is there, and you can go back to it.
make a note.
What do you want it to say?
Yeah.
How do you even
Artificial
press a
intelligence.
button though?
I know.
Well,
What do you want her to say? She's just looking at the phone now.
Okay, I created a note. Yeah, I need to press the button now.
can you write down? The feds are listening. Can you write down facial recognition?
Yeah.
The singularity is near. Have you heard the new? Speaking of Rogan,
No.
sorry, I know we're not on
The
Rogan
futurist
podcast.
guy?
I forget his name.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's like the AI type of dude.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
What part about it?
Just everything about it. I'm telling y'all, I read this thick ass book called The Singularity years ago.
Oh yeah, that's like the book about that.
Everybody's on their phone.
Well, I'm pulling up fan questions.
It's that good. But yeah, that book, The Singularity, man, it talked about all that shit that you're like gene therapy, genetic editing.
You heard that episode?
Oh, yeah.
That was
Like they about to make super people.
Anytime I hear stuff like that, I just picture myself palm sweating, and I'm just like,
that's
smiling.
exactly how I was. I was
Yeah.
like,
Did we tell you about Alba, the neon green bunny?
No.
We didn't mention that on the podcast.
I think we did.
Did we?
Last
look,
time.
Oh, the genetically modified.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
so
That
if
glows.
if you look up Alba the rabbit, it's basically a French artist hired like a lab clinic, whatever lab genetic place, be like, hey, I want a bunny, but I want it to like glow green. What can you do? They're like, okay, let me do a search of organisms that carry the gene that make it do that. So they found like some jellyfish gene, spliced it like in vitro, like the little embryo, the egg. Because what they were saying is that in the future, you see Kim K and all these people having like test tube babies. Like they're able to start to genetically take out diseases from the genes.
Right.
So they say that in the future, it's going to be more common to have babies in test tubes, like where they take the egg and the sperm. That way they're like, okay, we got 10, because there's 1 billion sperm cells per load.
That's right.
So they're able
cranking them out there.
They're able to, it's like, so they're able to be like, okay, we have like, out of these eggs or whatever, we have like 1,000 options. What do you want? You want a tall kid?
Yes.
Blue eyes, smart? You
Blonde.
Want,
what?
Good,
Sorry.
Good cardio? What are we looking for? They remember holidays. Stuff like that. They're not divas.
They don't get fussy.
Ego in check. Man, she testing us. All that shit's coming, man.
It's fascinating.
So get ready.
I am so terrified of that. Which I started thinking about Penny. Is that's the era she's gonna live in? You know.
I was like, damn, we should have modified this one.
Right. Well, her era is going to be like she's going to be modifying her kids. When she
That's
has
what I'm
kids.
saying.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
she's gonna end up.
So it's gonna be like a part of me that's modified.
Actually, yeah. There you go.
It's like
It's true.
And I saw some old baby pictures of me. I'm like, damn, she kind of do look like me.
Kinda. Talking about son.
Bro,
But then she looks
I
like you a lot.
reincarnated you. Like
But then she looks a lot like you sometimes.
I birthed you.
Especially with the bangs.
Yeah.
And then there's like pictures of her dad where it's like, oh, that kind of looks like Penny too.
She looks like she's going to be the strongest kid in her class.
She looks so strong. Dude, she opens the fridge. And the other day, I don't know what she was messing with. I was like, hey, stop doing back day on the fridge, like opening
Doing
shit.
rows with the
Yeah.
door.
And then a little while later, I just hear like,
Shut her tongue out.
and we're like, oh my God, Penny, what the hell's going on? She ate some hot sauce.
But she wasn't crying. She wasn't like nothing. She was
When
just
she opened the fridge.
She got it from the fridge?
Yeah, there was like some chipotle peppers or
That's
something.
funny.
But she's strong. She does like pop willies on her walker, or she does like farmer walks. Like she'll carry it.
and then walks on the carpet since she knows that the wheels don't roll on the
So
carpet.
she'll like lift up, go over.
Oh, I saw that story. She's like picking up her little
Yes.
stroller.
and just
And then when she doesn't want me to change her, she totally creates a guard on
Like
my
jujitsu.
arm like this.
She's like,
So her arm is
Yeah.
here, and then she does this.
So that's
and then-
jujitsu.
And
Spiderweb,
she
yeah.
picks up her bottom and
Yeah.
like tightens it so that I can. I'm like, hey girl, and I'm like, I'll push her legs. She's scared of me though, and she'll know. She knows like when I look at her, and she'll be like,
Well, yesterday I went to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And when I came home, I wanted to keep it going because I had momentum. So I think Penny had just got out the bath, and I was doing a little jiu-jitsu with her. I put her in her onesie, and I was like I'd come near her, like I'd move her legs out the way and like get the little side guard, and she'd be giggling, like, you know.
side control.
I don't
Yeah,
know
just
what
little
I don't,
baby
she might
jiu-jitsu.
not even be into anything, but I definitely want to encourage her to.
Well, we're gonna put her in some shit.
Yeah, because she's like,
Put the soccer goal back here.
she's
Oh, yeah.
she's so active.
Like, I'm
my
thinking scholarship.
God.
What if she gets into golf? You know, put a little putting tee back there.
I'm thinking scholarship.
Yeah.
What you got, man? Fan question?
Yeah, let's see here. Chingo, if you weren't in comedy or music, what would you be doing? Miguel, from Miguel.
Comedy or music?
What would you be doing? Would you be at Home Depot or...
He'd be.
What's your guess?
I think he'd be working for some firm as in marketing.
Comedy or music? Yeah,
Yeah.
because that covers a lot. So that means I couldn't be anything in music, like DJ, produce. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of these places, because I tried working at some of these spots, and sometimes they don't really. Maybe you got to
I don't
sell
think
yourself.
it was for you though. When you go to a job
panned out.
interview, it's exactly.
Yeah.
They probably knew like he really don't want to work here.
Yeah.
He'd rather do his own thing.
Yeah.
But
You probably went into the interview correcting all the shit they had.
oh,
I can see you doing that. You're like, so
I see what y'all trying to do.
Yeah, exactly. I see what you're trying. It's exactly what he probably said in the
That's-
interview.
That should be a shirt right there.
Yeah, I see what
Oh,
you're trying
I
to
see
do.
what you're trying to do.
Okay,
okay,
yeah.
I think I
okay.
can work with this. Yeah. See what
You know,
trying
y'all
to
know
do.
what y'all should really be doing though, like based on what you just told me.
Bring me a whiteboard.
And then he's like, he probably corrected everything. They're probably like, this little fucker. Like,
Motherfucker think he Gary V. This bitch.
Oh my God. Yeah.
There's that advertising, Hispanic advertising. Have you heard of it? Lopez Negrete.
Nuh-uh.
They're here in town, and I think they do a lot of like Walmart clients, like Walmart commercials and stuff. And yeah, who knows? Maybe I would have like tried extra hard and been like, hey, I got what it takes. Give me a chance.
You also were going to go to law school.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeesh.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Well, you considered it.
When?
Didn't you say you
Oh,
considered it when you were at one point?
Yeah,
You
maybe.
kind of.
Like Kim K?
Oh my God.
Hey, when I get tickets, I'm going to call Kim K. The lawyers at Kardashian and Kardashian West request a motion to move.
Next question. Who's Chingo's favorite artist, in parentheses, singer at the moment?
At the moment or of all time?
At the moment, specifically.
Pimp C. Of all time. At the moment. Oh, man. I don't know. Maybe I've been a little bit out of touch. I've just been jamming out of like cumbias and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially I'm on that Chingo the Mile vibe. Which was
CM
epic.
vibes.
Which was epic, by the way. And
Was
if you
epic.
want to get your hands on some exclusive Chingo the Mile festival gear, we're going to give you details on that soon.
Make sure you join the email list.
Stay tuned.
JingoBling.com.
Hey.
Feria Fridays.
That's right. I've gotten a couple of these comments. This one was, will Chingo do a remix of Loco featuring Tyga? Have you seen that video?
Oh, yeah. I think someone else suggested that.
And then was it Old Country Road with Lil Nas X and Billy Ray Cyrus?
Yeah.
Have you?
Wow.
Yeah, it's like that super viral little song.
Mm-hmm.
Loco. Well, you saw
Is
the
that
meme.
with the girl? Is the girl's dressed like a cowgirl? In the video?
I haven't seen the Loco one.
Which one? Loco or
I don't even know. I just keep seeing this Tyga video.
Okay, then yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's like on my.
Well,
it's funny
like-
because the girl that does my wigs did that girl's wig. And I think that's
Oh,
the only
shit.
reason it comes on my popular thing is because I follow my wig girl. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm leaning more towards the Loco. I don't know, man. Sometimes I get tired of just remaking shit. Like,
Yeah.
I got some original shit too that
That needs
I'm
to
just waiting for the
drop.
right time, and we might need to put it on that ideas
Yeah, it's a good
board.
point. It wasn't even on there.
Because I don't even really be halfway trying sometimes in terms of music. And what I mean by that is I don't get in there. It's not my full-time thing.
Right.
I don't get in there as often as I probably should. I mean, I got my beat equipment right there, too. I have beats sitting that I need to get on. I have, like, incomplete songs. So we'll get on that.
Yeah.
But in terms, I find it interesting though that how they styled YG's whole thing. Like they're really embracing like some Mexican shit. It's kind of like, okay, Migos ran with like the Migos name, and I feel like YG, because that's such a big part of Southern Cali culture, is like the big influence that like Mexicans, what Chicanos had, like when it comes to low riding and that whole look and the style. Like, have you seen how they be dressing YG for all his TV appearances? Like
No.
a cholo, like Dickies up high, like a little Pachuco hat,
What?
like a T-shirt tucked in. Seriously, look it up. Like, you know, Cortez's, Dickies, but they're like up and
I'm all about. I love Cortez's. It's
Yeah.
probably one of my
like
favorite.
old
shoe.
school, like cholo, Pachuco, fucking veterano type shit.
Really?
And it's crazy because it, you know, in the streets and I guess in prison more than anything down there, there's been that little like racial type of tension, like Mexicans and blacks and stuff in the prisons out there. But I don't know. I think it's interesting. Like people try to like. Well, I posted a thing. Not that I was trying to be like, yeah, I do that first. But he has like this taco truck thing that Def Jam paid for, and that
guy.
lady Karen Civil had posted it, and they're like, YG's taco truck, blah blah blah. But I get it. It fits his thing because he supports Taco Mel and like a lot of the like black entrepreneurs when it comes to like food or whatever. But you know,
when it goes to you, like you just said, I'm not trying to say I did it first. If you go through,
I mean,
a
I
lot-
kinda did.
Yeah, well, if you go through a lot of things that are going on now, you did a lot of those things
Totally.
15 years ago.
And you know what's funny? But I guess we didn't have social media back
Right.
in the days.
Yeah.
When I first met him, and we exchanged phone numbers. When we talked about that. So when we first met, I used to always think to myself, like, I can't believe no one is copying his style. Like, I can't believe no one's
That
trying to
came
like
later.
bite off.
yeah, for sure.
what?
Still,
biting the style.
But yeah, but I'm wondering if there was anybody biting his style, but because we didn't have the social media to
we
see
didn't
it,
see him.
we
Okay.
didn't see it.
They couldn't peep the drip.
So
Yeah.
you couldn't see it except for when he posted a picture and maybe
Like
it came
Throwback
out.
Thursday.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But then now I see it happening, and I immediately tell him he's so humble about it. He really is. He's
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
He'll say something like, well, just because I did it doesn't mean that they're doing it because they saw me do it. I was like, okay, but who else was doing it, bro?
Yeah, no, that's kind of.
I'm not
exactly
saying
what it
I'm
means.
not saying who. I mean, whoever the creative director is probably going through archives, just like a lot of people do. You go look at old shit. What can I bring back from that era? That
True.
era.
Sometimes it's not necessarily the creator; it's people that they're working with. Like for instance, with stand up, a lot of like old King of Queens and Seinfeld like episodes came from the directors and producers seeing comedians doing bits at the improvs and at the comedy clubs. They would go back and pitch it to NBC or whatever, and it would then become an episode. Like that's happened with a lot of like Kevin James and Seinfeld's old shows, where writers and comedians are like, "I performed that at the Improv," or "That I did that joke at the store," and it becomes a whole episode in those shows.
But that's honestly because I was a Chingo, or I still am, But because I was a Chingo fan, that's honestly what, because I love creativity and I love anything that doesn't make you look the same as anybody else.
Yeah.
That's big time me. Like I don't like for you, like if you ain't got your own style and you're not kind of you're having to like be like someone else, I just can't really like.
If you
fuck
playing
with you.
Jane, you can't holler.
I can't really fuck with you, But so that's really what like I thought as him as an artist was badass, is that no one could honestly fucking say that they were doing what he did.
Yeah.
No one was wearing fucking ridiculously big ass shorts with boots, customized boots on top of that. You know what I'm saying?
Saucy, drippy ass
And
boots.
wearing the do-rag underneath a cowboy hat. Do you see what I'm saying? Like everything from head to toe was like
Juxtaposition.
you can copy it now, but let's just be real.
Yeah,
Where'd
for
you get
real.
it from?
I'm in the year 3000.
I saw a comment actually just yesterday where it was like, "How are you doing without the old get-up, basically, like the old hat and the
Well,
boots?"
that's a great question because to some people, because I've put out a variety, I've hit people from so many different angles.
It's a large body of work.
Just a bunch of different angles to where to some people, sometimes they might feel betrayed, or like it's almost like say you're a fan of like wrestling or like a wrestler or a cartoon or something, and you're like say you pretend Beavis and Butthead were like real people, and then Beavis changes his hairstyle, or like Butthead doesn't talk like that anymore, or whatever it is, and it's kind of like, oh man, I remember when you guys were on MTV on a couch talking shit about videos, and you're not doing that anymore. It's like, oh, well, I'm Beavis and I moved on now. I got a book coming out. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's different because I'm like an actual person. But yeah, some people get really attached to, oh man, where's Canelo? And it's like,
Where's the
bro,
boots?
that was one thing out of a million.
Yeah.
And,
where's the
someone-
tamales? Like, where's Cleto? Where's this? Where's that?
Yeah.
Where's the little moco? Yeah, at his house maybe. I don't know.
Someone made a comment on the picture that I posted today, and they said, "Wow, Chingo's come a long way from the cowboy the
Cowboy
boots
hat,
and cowboy hat or something like that." And I just thought, well, yeah, he's 39 now, so
Like, you didn't know he was handsome up under all that
hey, you
stuff?
know what I'm saying?
Come on, somebody.
Hey,
Somebody slipped into the questions. Funny, myself brought it up before we started recording. Can y'all please do more episodes? Of the
Podcast episodes?
Yeah.
Well, hey, we're trying to we want to keep a good balance to where, like, I was looking forward to today.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to like keeping the energy up because I'm my own worst critic. So sometimes I could tell if it's like, you were in a fog, or you had something else on your mind, or you were
CDM,
distracted.
CDM.
well, at that time it was CDN.
No, it was.
What people don't understand, I guess, a lot of time is they don't understand like how much work goes behind everything that we do. Like
Yeah.
it may look effortlessly when it happens, but we know
Yeah,
what it took
for sure.
and how much work it took, and on top of everything else that we juggle. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
in order for it to go well, and not just like, hey, what happened to that festival thing? Y'all, fell
Yeah.
apart. We didn't really
Quite the contrary, though.
Yeah.
Bigger success than we even.
went great.
Yeah.
We were worried.
It's natural.
The
though.
I mean,
Weather-
I wasn't worried about like we weren't going to be able to do it. I was worried about the turnout. Are people going to show up?
Are they going to get it?
Are they
Do
going to get
care?
it? Is this going to be something that we're going to be able to continue for years? Is it something that Mickey and Penny one day can continue to throw a Chingo de Mayo fest like a what's his name?
Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson, yeah, you know, like a festival like his. So I was like, is it something that's what I hope that this turns into? You know what I'm saying? Like I hope that it grows bigger every year to where next thing you know, now we have a whole like block party type thing. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be dope. That's what I would love to see at least.
For sure.
Yeah.
And for the first year, it was a great success.
For sure.
Because we just expect, bigger and better, just more quality and just more fun. And
So I can't wait to start planning for next year. I'm excited.
I can't either because, I have a list of artists
Yeah.
that, we have in mind and just a lot of cool ideas.
Yeah. When are we going to see Chingo on the big screen again?
I don't know. it ain't up to me. When I'm in LA, when we're in LA, in the month of June, one of my big focuses is working in the acting realm in terms of just studying and just learning and practicing and rehearsing so that I could be super effective in everything that I do and just train that muscle and apply that to, live on stage, to everything that we do, regardless if it's the small screen or the big screen. But,
So there's questions. Are we done with? Is there any more?
Yeah. Well, the last one is it's kind of a lengthy one, but how did you two initially meet?
Well, what were you going to say?
But yeah.
Well, going into that, every Tuesday I get the same 2 questions and I ignore them. Like when I do my Tip Tuesday, and I ignore them because sometimes I feel they're like tad bit not so much personal, but it's kind of like okay. So I guess this would probably be the perfect time to kind of answer them, right? One is, do we have any baby mama drama? So I just kind of want to answer that question. There's absolutely no baby mama. I guess this girl wanted advice because she has to deal with the baby mama. So we have zero baby mama drama. I don't give a fuck what she does, just like she probably doesn't give a fuck what I do. We're both doing, you know what I'm saying? She's an independent woman doing her own thing. I'm an independent woman doing my own thing. And the only thing that we care about is that Mickey is raised correctly. She is influenced great. And you know what I'm saying? And all the love. That's it. And I don't give a fuck about her. She don't give a fuck about me. We're cool. And all we care about is Mickey. So just kind of wanted to nip that one in the butt. Cause I seriously, I ignore it. And I don't know if it's the same person asking it, right?
Or maybe they're just trying to stir up some shit.
Yeah.
So they could be like, screenshot.
Maybe.
Forward.
Screen capture.
But it just every Tuesday I'm like, dang, like why is this question always here? So I just kind of wanted, if that person who follows me and whoever that person is that continuously asks that, that's
now
the answer. Now that's the answer to that.
If you're listening.
If you're listening, that's your answer. And 2 is the other one that I get a lot, which I think it's too lengthy to answer on a Tip Tuesday, is how do we make it work, right? And with everything that we have happening, and with life and children and business and him on the road and stuff. And I think for me, a lot of it is, although sometimes our communication can be off, right? For the most part, our communication is great to where we're always together. Number one, that's we're always together. So it's kind of like we work together. And I forget who told me, baby, that I told you. I was like, someone said wow, y'all work together, y'all are married, and y'all travel together. How the fuck does that work? It just works for us.
It's great 99% of the time.
Yeah, 99% of the time. It's like
y'all elected to have one whip at a time for a while and always riding together with each other.
Yeah, that was our
Just by
decision,
choice.
just to kind of
Uber made a lot of money in that time period too.
Yeah. I just think that a lot of it has to do with, I think we talked about this on the podcast before too, is we both met at a different stage in our life. So we're kind of more grounded and we know what we want in life. So I think that helps. One.
And when you find, it helps.
You know what I'm saying?
Then it's you always priority.
2, another thing that I've told, but they forget
her
Mother's
blush.
Day.
You know, you
Yeah.
Gotta remind.
We
gotta
talked
make
about
sure
this the other day, remember, babe? And men complaining about,
this is
right? So men complain, right, that, I get no sex because she claims she's always tired, right? Or, there's always something happening to where that happens. But if men actually put their thinking cap on and they actually helped out the female in whatever department is lacking. Like maybe you put the kids to bed or you put the kids to sleep or, you know what I'm saying, or to take
Or
a bath
you figure
or
out dinner.
you figure out dinner so that she can have a little bit of like a breather time. Guess what? She might just have energy to give you some.
So she can go play with herself and get it ready.
She might, you know, just get.
Be like, oh, he over there cooking.
She might
doing
give you some head action.
vacuuming.
You know what I'm saying? She might, you know, she might just let you do a lot of different stuff.
Fellas, this is what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like when you trying to take the load off of her and you trying to vacuum and stuff. Wear them pants that she like to. You know what I'm saying? Show her a little leg or something. Do some push-ups. Show her some chest cleavage.
For the most part, Chingo's super helpful. So you know what I'm saying. When he's stressed
Chingo
out,
trying to get something.
yeah. When he's stressed out, he won't even offer, and I just kind of have to ignore it because I know that he's sitting on that couch, like analyzing whatever it is that's going through his head, and I'm just like, and I see it, and it's like I don't need him to even say anything. I just see it in his face. I'm like, okay, he's stressing right now.
Well, yeah. When you get overwhelmed, that's why
Yeah.
you have to be careful of. Be very mindful of your thoughts and your self chatter and your inner dialogue or whatever, so that you don't get stuck in a loop of thoughts like, I'm gonna fail. It's not gonna go well. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna forget that one thing, and this isn't gonna go right, and then it's probably gonna rain, and then there's it, and your flight's probably gonna be delayed. You know what I'm saying? You still gotta do this. You ain't did this. Your mustache, your barber fucked up this side of your mustache. This shit's uneven. Whatever just if you're not careful, you could let these thoughts hook you. I learned this shit in a little meditation app. You have to be careful of those thoughts because be mindful of which thoughts you get caught in the loop or which ones you maybe over exaggerate, and that becomes like a narrative that sometimes you tell yourself like, I can never lose these 5 pounds, or my mom was right, I'm a loser and here I am, look at me, I'm already this age and I ain't did this. And you have to be very like kind with yourself. And I don't know how I got on that subject.
I don't know, but
Because you stress out, and I'm saying I know.
And you see me on that couch, and you might have got like some news about a deal that fell through, or some shit that's pending, or something that might not be going as how you want it, or some curveball like, what the fuck? How did we miss that in the contract? And now we're obligated to this. And I knew it. Now you're just beating yourself up. And if you let your thoughts hook you and throw you through a loop, you start to kind of repeat, and then it becomes that self chatter, and then it becomes a narrative, and then now you're stuck.
yeah.
And basically what I do is I kind of like just let him marinate for a little bit on whatever he's thinking. Then when I come sit on the couch, I know he's going to tell me like, well, you know what, this is, we should have done this way, or what do you think about if next time we do, you know what I'm saying, things this, or vice versa. I may be the one to say, what's up? Are you okay? What's going on? And then, it's like we talk about it. So, we do make time in the evening for us, which is, if you don't have a routine for your children, you probably should, because I think that helps a lot, to where we get sucked in and watching stuff sometimes at night, and then we're up late watching. That's our alone time, watching stuff on YouTube.
What do you mean?
That's we got to make time for each other, like us both together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, our alone time is basically once Penny goes to sleep. So,
Yeah, that time window is crucial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Between like the cock blocker's asleep and between that time and fuck, now we got to go to sleep because we got to get up early because the cock blocker gonna wake up early.
So that's like between the hours like 8 and 10, 8 and 11,
9.
Oh,
she's been tripping lately. I don't know. She's been finding her sleep asleep. Does that make sense? Her eyes are closed and she's kicking her legs. And I text her. I'm like, I don't get it. She's asleep. Why is she fighting it?
yeah.
Like,
When they do that, it annoys the shit out of me.
I'm just like, God,
go to
sleep. I told him, I said, I gave her a little spanking on the butt 2 nights ago, right? And I said, and it hurt her feelings, and she just started crying. And I said, go to bed. And I grabbed her, and I just kind of like started like, shaking her.
I'm trying to stay woke.
And then, she finally, and then she went to sleep after that. That's funny. It was like, okay, you needed a spanking? Like, I didn't give her like a legit, I just kind of tapped her booty, and I just said, dang, this girl's 10 months and she's already trying to like test my patience, like, man, but I make an effort. And he also very helpful as far as bath time. It's either, hey, you're going to bathe her? Cool. You bathe her? I'm going to go get the bottle ready. I'm going to go get her clothes ready, diaper set. Yeah. So whenever you get out, everything's easy. He was putting her to bed for a while, and then he just kind of stopped, and then that just kind of became where I started doing it again. I don't know what happened.
I thought you just took over.
Yeah, see, I just kind of started doing it again, but
See, this is where we communicate.
Okay.
At the podcast.
Yeah, therapy session.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Therapy
You didn't tell
101.
me.
but
Read your mind.
anyway, Penny doesn't really feel.
Nah, she cool.
She's cool. She's like, where's my mama at?
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes we be wanting a third one, but sometimes it'd be like, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell him, like, think about it. Are you sure?
I was like, no, you getting too fine to be pregnant again.
And I told him, I was like, if you're not, go get fixed. Let's do it.
I can't interrupt your fineness by getting you pregnant again.
That's another thing, fellas. If you're not telling your girl she's fine, you probably should. Because
You probably should.
somebody else is going to tell her.
You're fucking up.
Somebody else gonna tell her, then
So-
you gonna be looking like Rudy Poo.
I am gonna. That's one thing about Chingo. I is
After
he's-
this comment, we can end the podcast.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
He's never, even after having a baby, like legit, just a month in, 2 months in, as big as I was, he never like said, "God damn, like when is this bitch gonna lose weight?" You know what I'm saying? He's never been like aggressive about it. It's like, okay, you're getting there.
Okay,
It's
take
more
your time.
Take your time. He's encouraging.
Yeah.
He's like, you're all right. I know that's his way.
Okay, I see you
The
doing
best
your little-
cheerleader. The best kind of cheerleader.
Exactly.
I see-
exactly.
I seen you do-
Even if in the back of his mind, he's probably thinking, like, damn, this bitch is big. When is she going to get back to her normal size? I'm glad that he doesn't do it, and it's more of an encouragement.
Encouragement nudge.
Yeah, exactly.
Gang,
yeah.
gang.
You know what I'm saying?
Buzz. Good job, Chingo.
You gotta do that.
And with that said,
And that's how we keep the relationship working. Right?
That's how
What would you say, babe?
That's how. Hey, that gives you leeway to fuck up. So when you forget shit like, oh man, I didn't know you wanted a card and all that. I didn't know you wanted a card. Then it could be like, remember I told you was fine every day.
this is Chingo with half a brew GK in.
Half a brew
relaxed.
GK,
Yeah,
yes.
it's nice and relaxed.
Yes, a very high energy brew GK happening.
So they asked, how did we meet?
Oh, okay. The club, the first time.
The first time we met at a club at an event that he was doing, and his friends
Well,
got in a fight.
Yeah, I got hired. They booked me to perform at a Club Toke, which was like kind of happening at the time in Houston,
It was
downtown. Ratchet little spot, and
It is what it is.
I ended up getting banned for a while after that night.
Yeah. Well, your friends got in a fight. They like on
No,
stage
what
or
it
something.
what it was is like my hype man / artist at the time, Stunna from the North Side. He was what's the word? He was saying some stuff on the mic, like I forget what song it was. It was supposed to be like some crunk song, but it was like middle fingers in the air, fuck security or some shit, like wave him in the bouncer's face or some
Jesus.
shit. And I was like, okay, that's cool for the music videos. That's cool when like Lil Scrappy and them are in their video and they're like, tear the club up or whatever. But this is real life. And I didn't know these bouncers were going to take it that personal, but
Yeah.
they put them in a little like headlock,
Little full Nelson.
like a little
Okay.
like scary little chokehold looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we all had to be like, wait, no, calm down. He's with us. And here's the crazy part. Well, I think they ended up, by then we didn't want to be there. So I think we ended up kind of like, all right, okay, we got paid, we performed, we get the fuck up out of here. And he reaches in his pocket. We make it outside. He's like, haha, that's why I got y'all's mic, bitch. And he like slams it on the ground. And I was like, no, that was our mic. Like we just started investing
wow,
on bringing
that's
more
fun.
of our own shit.
Damn.
Because it was always hit or miss sometimes.
Yeah, it's funny.
And I was like, no, that was ours. And then that's when I think I seen Mighty Soul. I was like, say, little mama.
Holla at me.
But I had to put that on ice, you know what I'm saying? Some flounder you got to, toss back in the water for a little while. Cause that's
Some flounder.
Yeah, we exchanged phone numbers, but I think we never spoke after that. Like we never.
I was like, yeah, no, this is a good one. I'm going to mess this up right now. And thankfully, years later, finer than ever.
A friend of mine called me and said, I met your soulmate. I was like, no. I don't want to meet nobody right now. I just got out of a relationship. She goes, I know what I'm telling you. I met your soulmate. I was like, not right now. Like, I don't want to meet anybody. Like, seriously. And then she's like, I'm telling you, it's like, this is your match. And so I kind of pushed it off for a minute. And then she had a birthday party. And she invited him purposely. And And then we've been talking since that day.
Hey,
Damn.
Isn't that crazy?
and here we are, podcast.
And here we are.
Episode number.
68.
Woo! 68?
So look, that means we're gonna be at 100 sooner than later, which means we should probably count the weeks, because I know we're gonna start recording twice as many to hold us off for June. We should count out the weeks and see when and where episode 100.
Should we do a poll maybe on the
Are
What
you
Did He Said
down?
podcast?
Are
Are
you
you
down
down
to
to attend a live podcast?
All right.
And
Let's do a
that.
poll.
Let's
and
do
then
that.
after people say yes, then it could be like, what would you like to see at?
Yeah.
Like, should we bring a guest?
Okay.
How should have a Q&A segment?
Should it be a grown and sexy type thing? Like,
Yeah, I think it should definitely be. I mean, who knows? There's options, right? You can make it a classy type of thing, or you can make it like come as you are.
CDM, you know, twerking all over the place.
You know,
Mañosa's
CD.
2019.
CDM.
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 SEEDY. M.
CDM, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
like
my
it's seedy.
God.
Like, don't go over there. They seedy over there. like, so what
Somebody
did he say?
take-
Podcast was live, and it got real seedy.
Somebody take that.
It was a lot of seed.
That brucci
That
cake.
bitch came away from him.
It was a whole bunch of seed everywhere, and somebody got seeded up. So somebody got some seed in them.
If this is him during half of one beer, imagine him at CDM where he was like, I need another one and another one. And then
And the
Don noticed
sun-
he didn't have one. Let's give him another one. I'm like, okay.
People can, I don't
It was
know.
so hot though, baby. You were probably sweating that bitch out.
That's
'cause
true.
Yeah, it was hot as
hot.
balls.
It was hot.
I felt like we were at like the beach all day. It was like by the
Yeah.
time I got home, like my feet hurt. I felt like I was dirty.
We just talked
and
about our feet
sandy.
hurting.
Well, yeah, bad. My feet were hurt.
Yeah, I was throbbing for like 2 days.
Man, right? I
Yeah.
thought it was just us.
No, I had comfortable shoes on too, and it's
Do you
still
think
hurt.
it's the gravel
100%. Like the concrete, like especially if you were inside, you know, on the
and you walk on concrete?
yeah, it makes your feet hurt 100% more.
You know what I heard? I heard, and this is from my friend. His mom was like some kind of doctor. When you walk around on concrete, the concrete sucks the moisture out of your feet. And what I told him,
Really?
Okay.
well, yeah, I was like, bro, you got on socks, you got on shoes. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, look it up. It made sense because I tell Sol all the time. Like, I told her, la chinga que llevamos with CDM, Chingo de Mayo. I said, I would, my body would be beat up like that for several reasons back in the day. So, let's say we're doing a car show or whatever it is. I'm in my booth like 90% of the time. I'm taking every picture. I'm shaking every hand. I got on a motherfucking grill in my mouth. That just starts to get on your nerves after a while. I'm wearing some fucking boots, which aren't ideal for walking around. I got some kind of hat on my head. So, like, it's just hitting, like, my hairline and my shit. It's just, like, sweaty. Sometimes you got shades. So, you just feel like you got to keep wiping your face and stuff. And after hours of, like, okay, now we got to pack up. We got to load up. You're fucking beat. And then the way we were living at the time, you're eating junk. And you're fucking consuming all kind of, like, liquor and stuff. And then you're catching these early flights. And, like, that's just that whole era, man. That whole decade was, like, a blur. In terms of, like, you're just missing all kind of family events. You're just gone all the time. Your tour ain't organized, so you're at the whim. You're like a fucking
You're at the mercy of
you're at the mercy of promoters. Like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, they changed the venue on us, or oh, we gotta push this back, and you're just like, okay. Or people are like, hey, man, where are you gonna be? Where are you gonna be in January? Fuck, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll be somewhere doing something. I can't just tell you with confidence, like, I'm off.
You know what's crazy is the last time that also happened was when he did a Bud Light event, and he was walking around a lot too because you had to go from different characters. Remember?
Yeah,
improvising different
for a
characters.
commercial.
I was hella pregnant, and if my feet were hurting
Yeah.
from all that weight, I can only imagine those. I was at least wearing tennis shoes, you know. But he's wearing that little heel from the boot,
Boots,
you know, and then you had to wear some dressy shoes. At no
Think
point
on my
did-
feet, like improvise.
At no point did you ever have to get to wear tennis shoes. It's hot as balls. He's wearing.
Well, the one time I got to wear tennis shoes is when I wore the cowboy hat. It was one of the shots in that Bud Light thing. It was like
you
Jordan.
wore-
It was like
the
those
Jordans.
denim.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. But other than that, I was like, man, I can only imagine. Because boots, after a while, like at the rodeo, when you go to the rodeo and you're wearing boots that whole time, you're like, oh, I can't wait till I get home, you know?
all the non-Texas people are like, rodeo.
Yeah.
Boots.
The fuck?
No, but yeah, I feel you on that. Feet were fucking
Our
throbbing.
we've been wanting to get a massage. I'm like, man, when are we gonna go? There's been no time yet, but I'm like, just man, I just want to like, not saying I don't need one on my back.
I mean,
just
besides the ones that I give you on a personal level.
yeah, there you go.
It's getting seedy.
Get cute.
It's getting seedy.
Seedy.
Trying to empty that clip is what he's saying.
Hey,
It's a whole bunch of seed.
this boy empties the clip out.
Jesus.
Okay, I like it.
Come on, man. We got family.
Chingo after dark.
He has.
It's right there. He's got it
Got
right
to take
there.
the proof.
Hey, zero problems in that department. Thank you.
It's been a great episode,
wonder-
everyone.
Shout out to Eighth Wonder Brewery, Houston, Texas.
But yeah.
But yeah,
So-
that CDM was a motherfucker because
Yeah.
we did the Dynamo. I know we talked about this last time. We did the Dynamo performance, which I kind of got the itch. You know, I wanted to perform at CDM, so maybe next year.
Oh.
I think next year he should for
sure.
sure do it.
Even if it's like a hot fire 15, with just like a medley. Just fucking banda makes her dance.
Yeah.
You know.
Just song after song.
Yes.
Just kind of, put it
Yeah.
all together.
Yup.
Nice.
It needs to happen because we even thought about it at the Dynamo. I said, "What if you just got up there? Just get up there, like on one of Eric Jaime's sets. Why don't you just get up
But
there?"
by the time we got there, Eric Jaimez was done for the day.
Yeah, so it
And
was
then
kinda
I didn't want to bite into like Bonbon's time, Speaks' time.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Next year, for
so,
sure.
yeah, for sure. I think
People
we
love
need
it.
to
Do it
yeah.
towards the end, too, when everyone's already like pretty much lit and just ready to rock
So
out.
we'll just have to adjust run of show to where pretend if it ends at 6, pretend I go on at 5, I'm done at 5:30, and then like your special headliner.
And if there's any volunteers that want to volunteer the day of,
Holler.
we'll have a sign up at Feria Fridays. No, just kidding.
Yeah, for real. We'll send it out in the Feria Friday email. Volunteer for next year.
God.
We'll do it like the rodeo committee.
Right, the rodeo committee, exactly.
Yeah, if you
Hey,
wanna
they've got to
volunteer.
pay though to be in the rodeo committee.
They do, don't they? You got to
Yeah.
pay to volunteer.
And what do you get to be on that?
Access
You get
to all
badges.
the shit.
You get access to all the shows. You get to do the barbecue cook-off,
yeah.
and you
You
know
get
you
some
get
cool
all
stuff.
the you get some perks for being a part
For
of
your
the-
money.
For,
Yeah.
for your money that you put in. Yeah,
But you have to work for a lot.
yeah, and then you got to work to get up.
Yeah.
in the in like the community
Yeah.
little rodeo
Board or
committee
whatever.
committee. Yeah.
She's not even drinking.
Yeah. So,
And that's that.
and that's
Thank you guys for tuning in. Tour
Yeah.
dates up now, chingobling.com. Don't forget the month of June, we're going to be living in LA. That's all our SoCal dates right there. And we think we'll start vlogging. But thank you guys, man. We've been getting a lot of feedback. People that tune into the show. A lot of people came up to me at the festival. Homeboy that works at Whole Foods. He's like, yeah, I listen. My wife listens. I'm like,
one cool fact about him that he said is that they don't listen to any other podcasts.
yeah, because
except for ours.
I was like, okay, well, what other podcast? I want to see what category or what variety. He's like, just y'all. So he might be new to the podcast.
And so he does audiobooks, but
He's like, yeah, if it's like a long drive,
Yeah.
we'll pop it in. Type of thing.
I would say that a lot of your or our demographic is in that boat where they don't listen to podcasts, and this would be the first time they're being introduced to that medium.
Well, yeah, just like a lot of people go to comedy clubs or the improvs. Are like, yeah, I've never been
Didn't
here.
know this was here.
I've
Yeah.
never been here. This is my first comedy
Yep,
show.
yep.
Or
It's very
some of
true.
the folks at Eighth Wonder, some of the people were like, oh yeah, I've never been here. I never knew.
I got I said that at the meeting. I got a lot of people that came up to me and were like, "What? How did y'all find this place?" We're like,
Yeah.
"What? It's been here."
Yeah.
Like
pretty popular.
Yeah. They're like, "Really? We've never even heard of this place."
It's almost like our
But
demographic is hard to target or hard
Yeah.
to reach, and we just happen to do.
yeah,
Yeah. In a good way. In a way that they follow, you know.
yeah, for sure. CDM 2020.
Yes.
Stay tuned.
Take the words out of my mouth. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Peace.
Y'all have a good day, good week. Peace.